Sunday brings game day back to Colorado. Right now, the Broncos are pummeling the Panthers, trying to get to 5-3 by doing what everybody does in the NFL, beat up on those Panthers. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 5 o'clock. I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Kim Christensen. The game stands at 28-7 in the fourth quarter right now. We're going to have highlights, post-game reaction later on in sports, and throughout the hour. We'll be in the locker room as soon as it ends.
Slow start for the Broncos, fell behind 7-0. The rest of the day has been pretty easy, and Bo Nix with a very impressive day. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns and run for another one, and the Broncos have been enjoying cruise control most of the afternoon, leading 28-7 in the fourth. Again, all the highlights, and we'll head to the locker room for the live reaction coming up in just a few minutes. Today was certainly a beautiful day to get out and enjoy some football for what turned out to be an unusually warm fall day. We've had plenty of those, right, Kathy?
Oh, we have too many, as some of us would say. I mean, it has been unusually warm and dry with elevated fire danger, and this is something that is concerning, of course. So we welcome a change in the weather. That means cooler weather will be coming, but also some beneficial moisture. Today, we have the high and mid-level clouds coming in, that really pretty mountain wave cloud, which should make for a pretty sunset tonight. The mountain wave cloud is coming in ahead of a weather system that will bring some changes to us Tuesday into Wednesday. Pretty good little weather maker that'll bring some decent snow to the mountains on Wednesday. Temperatures today running way above average, 10 to 15 degrees above the average of 61. We came close to 80 today. Watching that wind forecast pretty closely because elevated fire danger will be a topic tonight and again tomorrow, as we have a red flag warning posted for areas in southern Colorado ahead of a storm that brings rain showers to us on Tuesday and a rain-snow mix Wednesday ahead of a big drop in temperature early on Halloween. So over the next few hours, enjoy. There are a few high clouds out there, but light winds for now. Temperatures in the low 70s will drop into the low 60s by 10 o'clock. Coming up in Maine weather, the timing and impact of that storm we're expecting on Tuesday, that's just ahead.
Well, the McDonald's Quarter Pounder is going to be coming back to the menu.
After a multi-state E. coli outbreak resulted in dozens of cases of illness and 1 death, a Colorado lab confirms there is no E. coli in McDonald's beef. That concludes the testing planned for the beef patties, meaning Quarter Pounders are going to be back on the menu by the end of the week. Those burgers, though, will not have the slivered onions on them in more than a dozen states, including Colorado. That's where the problems seem to have stemmed from. While the FDA continues to investigate whether the onions were the source of the E. coli, McDonald's is no longer sourcing onions from Taylor Farms' Colorado Springs facility. The latest data shows 75 people in more than a dozen states have gotten sick, and 1 person here in Colorado has died.
Well, maybe you've seen a commercial or two for politics, but there's only 9 days left until Election Day. So now's the time to get your ballot in. Many have already voted.
The Denver Indian Center is working to make sure people in their community are provided the resources to the voters and to help get them registered.
9 News reporter Janelle Finch spoke with people at that event today. She joins us now with more. Janelle?
That's right. There is a lot to consider during an election year. Deadlines to either mail in your ballot or drop it off, what paperwork is needed to register, and who to vote for. Today, the Denver Indian Center wanted to make the process simple. With little time left, voters are making their voices heard.
It's a lot of the electoral process or the information that we're trying to get to our general community.
Rick Waters is the executive director of the Denver Indian Center. He says casting a vote is native.
Many tribes, they had councils and they listened to the input of everybody. And ultimately decisions were made based upon the input of the community. So that's kind of what we're trying to express here is your vote is your voice.
A voice?
Yes, I got the help here. They did it for me right now.
Johanna Holy Elkface has just regained. She came to the center to update her voter registration with her new address.
So I don't like this electronic stuff unless I have my 12-year-old grandson with me, and then he usually does everything on my phone for me.
She didn't vote in the last general election, but she changed her mind when she heard this apology from President Joe Biden.
Federal Indian boarding school policy, the pain it has caused, will always be a significant mark of shame, a blot on American history.
I don't know why we never seem to get credit, so I think that's why a lot of us don't care to vote.
She says being acknowledged empowers her to vote.
Because I feel that we should be recognized. That's not fair to recognize, everybody else.
Even with time running out, Waters wants his community to know they can still make an impact.
We encourage all of our community members to vote their conscience. You know, whether it's your Republican, Independent, Democrat, you know, look at the issues that are going to impact you, your tribe, your family, not only now, but in the future.
The Denver Indian Center says before the Voting Rights Act of 1965, each state could decide whether to count Native American votes. The center hopes Native communities know voting is a privilege and exercise their rights. Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Janelle. For more information, all the candidates and items on the ballot, maybe you want to sort through reading all of them, we have a 2024 voter guide posted on our website. Just head over to 9news.com. Starting this weekend, RTD will be making repairs to a portion of the D-line light rail between Inglewood and Littleton. The work is happening overnight, tonight through Thursday. Until further notice, shuttles will replace the D-line while they make those repairs.
A man who admitted to vandalizing a Martin Luther King Jr. memorial earlier this year in Denver has now been sentenced. It was last February that Robert Duran helped another man damage the memorial in City Park. It happened in February. It was just restored this week by the artist who originally helped to create it. According to court records, Duran pleaded guilty in Denver District Court on Friday and was given a 2-year deferred sentence. That means he could face jail time if he fails to meet certain requirements. He was also ordered to pay nearly $70,000 in restitution. A second suspect is expected back in court for an arraignment on November 7th. A man was injured in a shooting with a Weld County deputy this morning. Authorities say deputies did respond to a disturbance, and that's where they found an armed man. They say that man fired a gun while deputies were on scene, with one firing back, hitting the man twice. He is expected to survive. An investigation into what happened is now underway.
Thornton police are investigating a deadly 2-car crash. 4 people were killed last night. It all happened at Thornton Parkway and Washington Street. Police say one of the cars caught fire, leading to the 4 deaths. The driver of another car was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police have not released any information so far about what led up to that crash.